ang budget ng Pilipinas ay hawak lang ng dalawang tao.
Ilalabas ko ang lahat ng katotohanan. May resibo, may ebidensya, at may pangalan. Para sa bawat Pilipino, alam ko na buo ang galit ninyo sa akin ngayon. Nauunawaan ko rin kung bakit. Lalo na at malaki ang halagang nakataya. Pero bago kayo humusga, hayaan ninyong ipaliwanag ko ang buong katotohanan. Matagal akong hindi nagsalita dahil may direktang utos sa akin. Huwag nang bumalik ng Pilipinas at manahimik na lamang. Umalis ako noong July 19, 2025 para sa aking medical check-up. Nakaplanong bumalik pagkatapos ng SONA ni Pangulo. Pero habang papauwi na ako, tinawagan ako ni dating Speaker Martin Romualdez at sinabihan, "Stay out of the country. You will be well taken care of as instructed by the President." Noon naniniwala pa ako sa kanila, kaya't hindi ako bumalik. Tumikom ang aking bibig, sumunod ako, pero ang hindi ko alam, ang ibig pala nilang sabihin sa aalagaan ka namin ay gagamitin ako bilang panakipbutas sa kanilang kampanya laban sa korupsyon. Ginawa nila akong poster boy ng kanilang sariling kasinungalingan. Ngayon, hindi na ako mananahimik, ilalabas ko ang lahat ng katotohanan. May resibo, may ebidensya, at may pangalan. Nagsimula ito nung tumawag si Sekmina Pangandaman sa akin nung nag-umpisa ang BICAM process last year, 2024. Ang sabi niya, katatapos lang ng meeting nila ni Pangulo at may instructions na mag-insert o magpasok ng 100 billion worth of projects sa BICAM. At sinabi pa ni Sekmina, you can confirm with Yusek Adrian Bersamin dahil magkasama sila sa meeting ni Pangulong BBM noong araw na yon. Tinawagan ko po agad si Yusek Adrian Bersamin at tinanong ko kung may instruction nga ba ang Pangulo na magpasok ng 100 billion during their meeting. Ang sabi niya ay totoo nga po. Right after our conversation, tinawagan ko po si dating Speaker Martin Romualdez at nireport ko ang instructions ng Presidente to insert the 100 billion projects. At sinabi niya sa akin, what the President wants, he gets. After ng ilang araw, nag-set po ng meeting si Sekmina Pangandaman at Yusek Adrian Bersamin sa amin ni dating Speaker Martin Romualdez sa Aguado Building in front of Gate 4 ng Malacanang at nandun din po si Yusek Jojo Cadiz. During the meeting, binigay po ni Yusek Adrian Bersamin ang listahan na worth 100 billion. Tinanong ko po si Yusek Adrian kung saan galing ang listahan. Ang sagot niya, galing kay PBBM mismo at binigay niya ito mula sa brown leather bag. Nung sinabi po ni Yusek Adrian Bersamin yung brown leather bag, naalala ko noong nasa Singapore kami right after the elections of May 2022 sa Hilton Hotel, kami ni dating Speaker Martin and PBBM habang pauwi at pabalik ng Pilipinas, hinabol ng PSG ang brown leather bag at ang sabi ni PBBM, maiwan na lahat, wag lang ang brown leather bag. Kaya naniwala ako na utos talaga ito ng Pangulo. Pagkatapos ng ilang araw, I informed sina dating Speaker Martin Romualdez, Sekmina Pangandaman, Yusek Adrian Bersamin, and Yusek Jojo Cadiz na kung pwede 50 billion lang ang ipasok sa program funds dahil so sobra ang DPWH funds versus sa DepEd. In practice, hindi pwede na mas malaki ang budget ng DPWH kaysa edukasyon. And yung balance na 50 billion, ilagay na lang sa unprogram funds for the 2025 budget. Dahil Office of the President din ang nagre-release ng lahat ng unprogram funds. Pagkatapos ng isang araw, tinawagan ako ni Sekmina at sinabi ang mensahe ng Pangulo. Ipasok ninyo yan dahil pinangako na sa akin ni Speaker Martin yan at hindi na pwedeng baguhin. Kumbaga, ang utos ng hari hindi pwedeng mabali. Again, I informed the Speaker and asked clearance about the instructions ng Pangulo. At ang sabi niya, wala tayong magagawa. Kaya po nagtataka ako kung bakit sinasabi ni Pangulo na hindi niya makilala ang budget.
Mr. Chair, ako po ay dadako na doon sa matagal ko na sanang, kanina pa kasi, magmula nung ako po ay maging Blue Ribbon Committee hanggang kayo po ay pumalit, iisa po ang nakita natin. Hanggang ngayon, nakita natin yung sa magitan ng testimonies ang napakarami pong tinawag natin dito. Wala pong kokontra na talagang ang lalim ng katiwalian at korupsyon na na-establish po natin. Mali-malitang pera po ang nagpalitan ng kamay dito. Tinitingnan ko po yung ating Senate Blue Ribbon Rules. May I refer to Section 5, o Article 5, Section 3, Mr. Chair. Dito po ay sinasabi, reports on bills and resolutions. Where evidence of malfeasance, misfeasance and nonfeasance is uncovered in the course of the committee's investigation, the matter may be referred to the Ombudsman or to the DOJ or to any appropriate agency as the case may be. Sa opinion ko po, ay palagay ko tama na po na mula dito ay i-repair na po nating lahat. Sapagkat yun po yung ating tuntunin. Nandito nga po yung ating Prosecutor General. Hindi ko pa nga alam ba't nandito siya sapagkat i-repair naman namin sa inyo. Ito po yung tuntunin dito. Hindi kami makikipag-compete sa inyo sapagkat kami strictly in aid of legislation. We have come across this problem. The magnitude, no one can deny. Ang jurisprudence pa nga ho, Mr. Chair, Neri versus Senate, ito po yung sinasabi. Should respondent committees uncover information related to a possible crime in the course of their investigation, they have the constitutional duty to refer the matters to the agency or branch of government. Lahat po ng ito ay hinugna para i-repair either sa DOJ, sa Ombudsman, sa nating National Prosecution Service. Sinasabi pa po, while it may be a worthy endeavor to investigate the potential culpability of high government officials, including the President, in a given government transaction, it is simply not a task for the Senate to perform. The role of the legislature is to make laws, not to determine anyone's guilt of a crime or wrongdoing. Our Constitution has not bestowed upon the legislature the latter's role. Just as the judiciary cannot legislate, neither can the legislature adjudicate or prosecute. So the legislature remains to be an instrument for legislating laws. We cannot adjudicate, we cannot prosecute. Siguro po alam na ninyo, Mr. Chair. Hindi ko po alam anong oras, but I think earlier hours, nagpadala yata former Congressman Saldico a video recording. At dyan po ay napakarami niyang sinasabi na aligasyon, ngunit hindi po pwedeng hindi bigyan po ng atensyon. Nagpapatunay lamang po na lumawak na po talaga at lumalim ang pinag-uusapan nating problema. We cannot ignore that statement uploaded in the Facebook, Mr. Chair. So, kung ang tinatanong ni Senator Sherwin kanina na pinipilit na sinasagot ni Prosecutor Prosecutor General Padulyon, sino po ba yung pinoprosecute natin ngayon? Mga accessories or mga Meron po bang mga pangalan na?
Yeah, may I respond, Mr. Chair? As I mentioned earlier, the ones who are being investigated right now are personalities from the DPWH, officials of District 1 of Bulacan. They are the ones subject of the initial investigations undertaken by the Department of Justice. There are also other investigations which are being evaluated now prior to its filing with the department and eventually with the Office of the Ombudsman, sir.
Kanina po tinatanong niya kayo, he quoted the President na meron ng makukulong. Sabi ng Presidente.
Sir, I do not know and I cannot speak for the President. I do not know what's in
I'm
his
not
mind.
saying that you will speak for the President. Si Senator Sherwin nagsabi, narinig niya na may makukulong. At kailan ang sinabi? Kailan, parang ang sinabi niya, marami nang makukulong immediately.
Exactly, Mr. Chair. That's why I said I cannot speak or know the state of mind of the President when those statements were made. I was not privy to it, and neither do I know what the details of which. I can only speak of the cases being handled by the Department of Justice.
Hindi naman sasabihin ng Pangulo yun ang hindi niyo siya ina-advisean. The President will not state anything nang hindi niya nalalaman ang mangyayari. As a matter of fact, we assume that the Department of Justice might have advised him sapagkat hindi niya sasabihin ang kagaya ng sinasabi mo ngayon.
Yes, sir, but I cannot also make that assumption. No, I cannot base my answer on an assumption which is being made unless I was privy to the information that such advice was given to the President when he made that statement. I can only speak for what I know, sir, and what I have personal knowledge of.
So are you trying to assume that the President was ill-advised?
I'm not saying that the President was ill-advised. I just do not know who spoke to the President, sir, before he made that statement.
We're not saying that somebody spoke to the President. Senator Sherwin heard that the President was assuming that there will be somebody who will be jailed immediately.
Yes, sir. But your statement, Mr. Chair, is that you are of the assumption that the
I am
Department
not
of Justice made that
I am
statement.
not assuming anything. We're saying that the President told that somebody will be jailed. Kasi kung halimbawa, preliminary investigation pa lang, at saan kayo ng bola, pupunta kayo kasi di ba meron kayong, sabi nyo nung isang araw, the briefing, meron kayong memorandum of agreement with the Ombudsman that the DOJ can directly file cases to the Sandigan Bayan. What happens to that?
Sir, if we go over the memorandum of agreement simply says that we have the authority to investigate, and whatever the results are of our investigation, if it involves personalities with salary grade 27 and above, or cases cognizable by the Sandigan Bayan and offenses committed in relation to the performance of one's function, the same will still have to go through the Office of the Ombudsman for approval before it gets filed before the Sandigan Bayan.
That was not the kind of explanation given to me in the earlier
Marcoleta,
hearing.
kindly wrap up. I'll give you 1 more minute.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chair. So, wala kang nakikitang immediately na makukulong, di ba?
Up until the results of the investigation are finished, I wouldn't be able to make any statement to that effect, sir.
Meaning to say, yes.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.